Hello, hopefully it's not too windy and you can actually hear me. Today we're going to be testing out the Inspire 1 with the new firmware for points of interest and waypoints. So I'm going to fly out to the lighthouse, which you may have seen in previous videos, and we're going to do a point of interest around that. So let's get going.
The home point has been updated.
Let's start recording. Gear going up. So it is quite dark, although it looks quite light on the iPad. That's just the exposure I've got the camera set to. So let's head out. So what we need to do is head towards the lighthouse, like so. Now I'm going to use my switch here to go down to F and enable some extra flight modes. So we're going to use point of interest. So what we need to do now is fly above the lighthouse and record that position as the point of interest. Oh, gone over a bit too far. Okay, so that's about right. Record the POI. Radius, let's start heading out away from where I was. That looks good. Just point the camera up a bit more. So 40 meters at an altitude of 35. And we'll start rotating clockwise. Sorry, anti-clockwise at 5.9. Press apply, return to home height, yep, I'm happy with 50, and apply. So the machine is now yawing round on itself, keeping the lighthouse in shot. Let's see if we can actually capture it on the camera. Excuse my sniffling. We can see it just spinning around there. Might be hard to get a bit of focus on it. See if we can bring up. It's quite dark now, so it's hard to get a decent picture out of it, but I've got no stick inputs at all on this. And we're pirouetting around the lighthouse. If I want to move in for a tighter shot, I can use the right thumbstick and move us in slightly. Get us in a bit more closer. Point the camera down, obviously. As you can see, that's pretty much in the center of the screen. And we're spinning around 5 meters per second. I can speed it up and slow it down here, or even change the direction. So let's slow it down, and let's try and spin the opposite way. So I'm going to bring this slider across. I find it does tend to lose a little bit of its accuracy when you start changing the direction, but not too much, and you can actually correct using your left thumbstick. So I'm going to add a bit of rudder in, bring it into shot, and then leave it there. So you can correct for it being off center. So that works pretty nice. We can move closer, we can come further away, clockwise, counterclockwise. We can also climb and descend. So I'm going to bring it down and bring the camera up at the same time. So we're now roughly at the height of the lighthouse, 74% battery, 19 GPS satellites, and we are just spinning around that lighthouse perfect. Slight bit of break up when I went behind, as you would expect. but that's quite a nice shot. Hands off. So let's exit and press OK. The machine then goes into a hover. You can just see the green lights in the distance there. We're just waiting for my next command. So let's spin the quad around. Bring it a little bit closer to home. I'm getting bit all over my legs by I don't know what. Okay, let's try a waypoint. Now I haven't done this before, so we'll see what happens. So waypoints, we'll set this as say waypoint 1. Let's fly over here. Get a bit of altitude. Stop here, another waypoint. Oh, sorry, you can't see. So 2 waypoints. Let's go over here. Stop here. Press record C1 again for another waypoint. So we've selected a 3rd waypoint. And maybe across the lake. So I'm manually flying this and setting waypoints to each location. Let's stop here and set that as a waypoint. Okay, let's press done. With constant speed, so we can set different parameters here. Head at a constant speed with record. Flight mission, once it's completed, hover, or you can have it return to home. I'll have it hover. So I'm going to bring up the speed so it does it relatively quickly. So we're going to do 5 meters a second. Press apply, return to home, altitude. Yeah, I'm happy with 50 meters. Aircraft too far away from the start point. So let's press that. Uploaded the waypoints. And now it's flying off to its first waypoint, which was somewhere near the water's edge. Let's see if we can see it up there. It's a bit blurry. As it flies to its start waypoint at 5 meters per second, I've got no inputs. It's doing it all on its own, as you can see. Let's bring up the exposure a little bit. So we're just reaching the first waypoint now. So what I can actually do is control the camera. So whilst the Inspire's flying around, I can get the shots that are needed. So we've just reached our waypoint. And now it's heading back to waypoint number 2. Again, I can touch the screen, run the camera. Oops, I pressed the map by accident. So basically it's like having a second operator. The machine's flying itself and I can concentrate on getting the video footage, knowing that it's going to go to its particular waypoints that I've just set. Yeah. So we hit waypoint 2 and we're heading to waypoint 3. Which was over here. Yeah, it's flying itself at the minute, mate. I'm just doing the camera work.
Jesus Christ, man, your dad's only got a shitty one.
Yeah.
No camera.
So it should come across and fly down here now.
No, not so good.
It is the same. You can do it on laptop.
Yeah, he's doing it on laptop now.
Go like 5 miles out, can't you?
You can only go a certain height, can't you?
The 400 feet, you can't really go above that.
That's fantastic.
I'm just going to jump in with some voiceover now, guys, because as you saw, I started to get some attention and people started to walk up to me. But as you saw from the video, it was a full as it happened demonstration, and the Inspire worked perfect. We had it pirouetting around the lighthouse perfectly using the point of interest feature. Now here's an image of me trying to do a point of interest shot manually, and as you can see it's just not as smooth as the actual machine can do itself. And here's a sped up version of the shot that I was just doing. As you can see, it's not 100% perfect, but it's pretty good. If you want a bit more of a dynamic shot, you can easily add a Ken Burns effect. So what this basically does is set you a start point and an end point where you can zoom in and out to, or zoom out and into. So on this particular shot I was zoomed in, and as I come down it zooms out. It just adds a bit more of a dynamic look to the actual video itself. So here's another two examples of the Ken Burns effect. First of all zooming in, and on the second clip zooming out. So that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching guys. If you haven't already, please subscribe. There's plenty more to come in the future. I'm going to play you out with some clips that I shot on the same day as testing the POIs.